So hi, my name is Ruby Jane. I'm a software developer here based in Norway. So talk about the Paseto and why it could be a better option or alternative to the more popular JWTs. So before we go into Paseto, let's tackle JWT in a nutshell. So basically, JWTs or JSON Web Token is a token format designed to send information safely and securely between two parties. So JWTs can be signed or encrypted, and it forms part of the JavaScript object signing and encryption standard or JC standard. So internally, it looks something like this. It has the header, which includes algorithm value that states how the token was signed or encrypted, and the payload, which contains the JSON data and the signature. The entire token is encoded with the base 64 algorithm. Okay, yeah. I'm not used. So okay. Again, let's go to Paseto. So before we go to Paseto, let's tackle JWT in a nutshell. So basically, JSON WTs or any like what I said is a token format designed to send information safely and securely between two parties. JWTs can be safely and securely signed between two parties, and it forms part of the JSON or the JWT standard. Like what I said, internally it looks something like this. It has the header, the payload, and the signature. Like I said, so why are we here today? So nowadays, JSON Web Tokens are everywhere, but they are used as session tokens or just to pass data between applications or services. But by design, JWT contains a number of security pitfalls, mainly because it is often misunderstood or unknown. And some pressing issues include JWTs on their own are not encrypted. Well, you need to use JWE, but it's not commonly being implemented by developers. And it's difficult to invalidate individual JWT tokens. Yes, you can build a revocation or blacklist such as Reddit's Memcache, but the creation and management of that additional infrastructure can quickly become cumbersome. And there's the algorithm confusion, or in giving the developer the choice of algorithm to use, where the vagueness of algorithm selection could cause a developer to shoot themselves in the foot. And also questions like, how do you choose signature scheme for a JWT? And what other properties should you verify before trusting a JWT? And also, how do you handle key rotation and key management? So these are the JWT supported algorithms, including the infamous non-header, which is still quite common but barely understood by many users, especially on when or where you should exactly use it. So there could be a lot of ways for JWTs to go wrong baked into the JWT standards. But the JWT advocate response to this criticism is to use a specific library. And this shifts the blame onto the library developers and the library users, which in my opinion should not be the case. But really, most developers just need a simple but strong cryptography tool without a lot of guesswork in how to use it securely. So what now? Better alternative to JWT? So here comes Paseto. So Paseto was developed in direct response to the creators' concerns with JWTs and the various JWT specifications. JWTs and Pasetos are essentially the same. However, Paseto removes the cipher suite agility or pick your own algorithm and enforces versioning. Paseto said it took the best parts of the JWT spec and removes the rest. Paseto is a much simpler, more secure, and easier to use version of the JWT spec that supposedly reduces the risk for developers to misconfigure. So these are the significant design goals that were made different from JWT standards, like version tokens, forward compatible. It minimizes runtime negotiation, and one true cipher suite for each version. So in short, it's less knobs and levers for end users, and thus less chance to use securely or even correctly. So this is the Paseto format. Here's the version, the purpose, the payload, and the optional footer. So one important thing to note here is that Paseto are always cryptographically signed. And so let's tackle this one by one. Version defines a cipher suite for each distinct purpose. V2 is recommended, but it has the strongest crypto. And V1, compatibility mode, and ideal for legacy systems. Like what I said, version tells you what version of Paseto is being used by the token. So let's say V3 comes out in the year from now or in the future, then users would only be allowed to use V2 or V3, but no longer V1. And purpose, so it comes into two kinds, the local and public. The local tokens are always symmetrically encrypted with a shared secret key, which means no one can view the contents of a local Paseto unless they have the correct secret key. The secret key is needed to both encrypt and decrypt the data. Now, public tokens are readable by anyone. A private key is needed to create the Paseto, and a public key is needed to validate the token. And take note, there is no none option in Paseto. So what's inside the Paseto? Simply, it's just a JSON block called the claims, such as agent keys. The claims are key value pairs, and you need the correct secret key to decrypt and view the original JSON data. So these are the some notable example of reserved claims in Paseto, like the issuer, who created the token, the expiration, when does the token expire, issued at, when does the token created. So one thing to note here is that expiration tokens should ideally have a short lifespan to prevent potential abuse. And here's the footer. It is optional, but it's useful when you need to do key rotation schemes, especially if you want an encrypted part of a social token that gets stored, like a key identifier that references a specific public key or a specific secret key. So JWTs versus Paseto. In JWT, it is pick your own algo, including the none. In Paseto, you have two options, version and purpose. So combining the version and purpose tells you which algorithm to use. So this means that implementers know precisely what they are getting or should use for their particular applications or requirements. Now, everything in Paseto is authenticated, and local tokens are always encrypted so that you don't accidentally leak sensitive information for a local system. So this comparison matrix, I guess one drawback for Paseto compared to JWT is that the former is still currently in draft RFC. And which is a screenshot of Paseto Builder in Java and Paseto parser to parse the Paseto token. And this is what you get console logging the token and console logging the claims. And a screenshot of Pache Paseto libraries that I use in Java. Anyway, so in summary, although I think Paseto did fix some confusion bugs plaguing the JWTs, for example, by removing the none option or by implementing the version protocols over the cipher agility, Paseto still need a little bit of work to become the alternative to JWTs. But yes, I believe it is still a better option as of the moment. So is Paseto as clicker curiosity and you want to dive deeper, check out these links. But that's all for me now. And thanks NBC Sydney for this opportunity, and thanks. Bye.